All right, listen up. Now, from the experiment that you had done just now, just listen up, guys. From the experiment you done just now, there's the capture, mark and release and recapture. Listen up, guys. Okay. You have done this particular practical just now by counting the number of popper beads. You have marked them, released them into the environment, which is the container, and you have been counting. All right, so a little bit more or less you know what is going on. Okay, so this is basically a method used to estimate the population sizes of mobile animals. All right, so the popper beads that you had just now were more or less, the popper beads that you had more or less were mobile animals, just put it that way. All right, but due to bioethical issues, we decided not to do that. We scraped it and say, right, we are going to use this popper beads instead. Okay, now the steps in technique, you have done it just now. I will put this PowerPoint on Daymap and you can have a look. All right, so at the same time, you have done parts 1, part 2 by marking and releasing them. And for a specific animal sample, you just mark them with a ring or a tag. But for us in popper beads, we marked it down with a marker pen. All right. And after a time, but in this case here, you do it after that. Make sure that it's randomly, mixed and averaged out. And then after that, you can estimate the population size. All right. So these are the steps in your technique. Now you have seen this formula. D equals to A times B divided by C, and that you can refer to your practical. All right? Shh. Guys, please listen. No, guys, I need you to pay attention to this, please. All right? Guys, shh. Your proportion of population size initially must be balanced with the proportion of the later population size. Okay, so there has to be, as population moves into a new environment, it has to be the same because there's immigration and there's also birth and stuff like that that's going on. Shh. Anthea, please. All right. Okay, guys. Sorry, guys. Shh. This is the important part here. Please pay attention because this is what you need to write in your practical report. This is what you need to write. Please pay attention. You have your abstract that you need to write. You have an introduction that you need to write, aim and hypothesis included, materials and methods, results, and the discussion. All right. In your discussion section, you need to provide references for the practical, and after that, you conclude. All right. Bear in mind as well that your application and communication skills will also be taken into consideration, and this would be given by your performance standards. All right. I didn't give you any marks for this is because I'm marking based on the standards and grading them based on grades. All right. Now, in your abstract, it's a concise summary of your practical, the purpose, procedure and techniques, results, analysis, interpretation, and conclusion. Let's have a look at an example here given to you. All right. I'm not going to read through to the whole thing, but I've already sort of like highlighted and downloaded what is going on here. Okay. So you will have an abstract given just as it is. Can't get this one down here. Okay. Now, based on this, shh, guys, please listen because this is what you need to write. I'm not going to repeat it. Number 1, the first sentence is you have to write your purpose. All right. What was the purpose of this experiment? So if we look at an example here, a field experiment was conducted to examine. So to examine what? In this case here, to estimate. So you need to have that purpose in your sentence. Second sentence, the procedure and techniques. Guys, remember, you're only writing an abstract. You're only writing the important details of this. So you need to include what is important, which is how have you conducted this procedure? What's the technique like? And after that, you have your results and your analysis, all right? So when I put this one up on your day map, please make sure you have a look at it and read through because I've highlighted based on these sentences, all right? How do you interpret your results and what's the conclusion you can find? So the conclusion here to answer specifically of your purpose, all right, what's the estimation of your population of popper beads? All right, introduction. You need to determine, you need to calculate, you need to analyze, all right? These are some of the examples. Depending on the type of experiment that you're conducting, you need to start out with to determine, to calculate, to analyze. So everything starts up with a to. All right, to something, to something, to something. Hypothesis. Make sure you have your independent and dependent variables being acknowledged together. All right. So your hypotheses are based on the independent variables and dependent, as I've mentioned. So the independent here would be, let's just say, independent. So can't be the population, the number of popper beats that you've calculated. And what's the dependent? What do you get as it? The estimated size of the population. All right. So have your hypothesis linked together with your variables here, x and also y-axis, once you have done it. All right. In the method section, please remember you write it in the past tense. All right. You obtain a container of popper beads, and that is your present tense. Change it to a container of popper beads was obtained. You can find the methods and also use the materials given to you in your handout. Okay. Next one, results and discussion. Under the results section, you have to record what was observed and what you have done. So basically what you have done today in terms of your calculation, your two tables, make sure that you include that into it. All right? Right. Tables. In regards with tables here, titles must be written above the table. So here, for example, number of individuals captured from the second capture is an example. And then you have your table here. Your graph. All right, this is an example of your graph. Titles are to be written below the graphs as figures, and it's the line of best fit. All right, in your discussion and your write-up, never ever use the y-axis against the x-axis. Never ever do that. That is a big no-no. You have to describe it to me and tell me what's happening. Link the variables together, but make sure at the same time have it to be done properly. All right. Now, in your discussion section here, a new paragraph for a new idea, a brief background information about the technique with your references, and make sure that all your points are posted in the discussion. All right. You have two sources of errors, systematic and also random. And also, reminder here, provide references only for the articles that have been used out so far. Okay. Now, in terms of systematic error, it is caused by the inaccuracy of instruments. An error is constant throughout the whole practical, but in this case you don't really have that much of instruments, but systematic errors here has to do something with maths. So whatever you have calculated just now, you have to put the systematic error in terms of that calculation. And this is how you write your systematic errors. Define the systematic error, the instrumental, elaborate about it and how it affects your accuracy and how can you improve on your systematic error. The next one, you have random errors, and this is caused by the environment. It's also caused by, an error that, human errors, for example. All right. This error can be in any form. All right. Please make sure that you write your random errors properly. And the way you write your random errors properly is the same as your systematic error. Is that clear, guys? All right. It's the same thing. You define the random error, elaborate on how it will affect the reliability. Now, guys, have a look here. Systematic is always related with accuracy. Random is always related with reliability. And the last one here is how can you remove those random errors? Because this is random and something you can improve on, you can remove it. All right, but there are plenty of random errors in this case here. All right, systematic error, concentrate on your calculations. Now, now I have an incomplete section on this, but anyway, these are your assumptions. What do you need to ensure on the marked animals? What do you need to ensure with the marked animals upon the release? What can you assume about the change in animal population? What happens between the preliminary marking of subjects and subsequent period of capturing? And what do you need to assume in this particular experiment? Anything. This assumption here has a lot of, this practical has lots of assumptions. All right. The tick boxes here is just giving you a guideline. Okay, a guideline of what you need to do in this case here. All right. Now, have a look here, guys. This is your performance standards that you will see at the back. All right. So if you want to say, I want to get an A for this, you have to look at the top and say, what can you do? Logical, coherent, and also detailed analysis of what you do. All right. And I'll judge it based on the quality of your answering. As I've said before, this is very subjective. All right. So because it's very subjective, you can write as much as you want, but remember, it has to be concise as well. All right. Due date. Guys, listen up here. Once you have already done your practical and stuff, you have any problems, come and see me. I'm here every day. Just knock yourselves out and ask me where you want help in. Okay? So, due date here, guys. Please put in your diary. 15th of May, next Friday, or 18th of May, next Monday. I'm giving you these two options because on on Thursday or 14th of May, we will have our ecosystems test. So some of you might want to do it early, some might want to do a little bit later. I give you these 2 dates here. All right? Your option, either the Friday or the Monday that you hand it up to me. All right? Okay, that's fine. So it depends. If you hand it on Monday, just let me know. Either or. Mm. Okay? Shh. Guys, any questions so far? Uh, Elena, any questions? No? None? Oh, no questions? Hang on. All right? Okay, guys, listen up here. Okay, this is already stopping into my recording. Thank you.